Salutations, Queen of Shade here. Just coming to you for a quick couple of minutes. I'm going to compartmentalize the last 11 years of my life. If you've seen the two previous videos that I put on my page as reshares by two beautiful men, I would like to add to what they were saying. The last one, the most recent one, is Ash. And Ash talks about going viral at a time when virility meant everything. Well, I want to add to his story and tell you mine. Very quickly, I too went viral at a time when virility meant everything. It changed your life. I went viral in 2015. That is when the Queen of Shade was born. That is when I trademarked my name. That is when I began this 11-year journey of speaking to you like this over the internet for 11 years. Now, contrary to Ash's story, I had famous musicians call my home. I had many record labels interested. I did all of that. And the difference between Ash and me, he made a lot of money. I often, in my one-on-one conversations, my interviews on YouTube, I always say I went viral and I made no money. But I want to elaborate on why I made no money. I went viral in 2015 and I made no money by choice. I never say that part. And you have to understand, I want you to go listen to Ash's story, and I want you to listen to all the people that called him, all over the world. Virility really meant things, and he made a lot of money. But he also said one key thing that stood out to me. He said, I didn't and couldn't always control the narrative. Well, for me, my life began way before 2015. I don't know if you realize it looking at my skin and my little smile and things like this, but I'm 43 years old. I'm 43 years old. So I went viral when I was about 33, 34. And yes, it changed my life, but not in the way that you think. What happened was, let's start with the major calls from artists and record labels. I made a lot of them mad because I'm not looking at you because I'm recalling. Okay. I made a lot of them mad because when they called with all kinds of quote unquote opportunities, I said no. I said, I'll tell you what I said exactly. I said, with all due respect, Mr., Mrs., et cetera, I am not a lunchbox. That's exactly what I said to all of these big executives calling my little home here. I said, I am not a lunchbox. I did not take years to prepare the meal inside for you to come along, slap your name on it, and take credit for creating it, making it. I would not give up my narrative. I would not give up control. I would not give up ownership. So my story was different. They hung up on me. You're making a mistake, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I want you to understand something. I wasn't a kid. If you listen to Ash's story, Ash was 16. I was already 33 going on 34 when I went viral. So I'd been around a while. And at 22, I moved to France. So to pursue my fashion career as a model. And that was going well until I got there and I saw some things. And I was in a room with some things I just did not agree with. So I quickly came out of that. What am I telling you this for? Where a lot of people that share my same story, that virility changed their life, it changed my life, but not like that. I went underground. I did not go to Hollywood. I did not accept anything. I did not take favors. I did not. Now, I had a lot of people in my DMs. I met amazing people, high-end people, et cetera, et cetera. They're still there today because I've proven that I have class above everything. I've already proven that. I'm out of the phase of my life where I have to prove my worth. We all know this already. So, fast forwarding, one thing that I was grateful for was the coverage in the magazines and in the newspapers overseas, with particular attention on the UK. They really, oh my God, it was the UK article that got me verified without me ever having to pay for it. So I'm grateful to the UK because they really did. Not only did they pick me up in the magazines and in the articles, but they made me a viral music artist. My music started streaming there. Oh my God, to the point that I still have money that I'm collecting today. I'm just be honest, that I'm collecting today because of all of the viral plays. I've learned a lot in business, but I'll talk to you about that another time. But what I want you to understand is my story is different because I put my head down. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't go out, oh, everybody look at me. I was different because I was older and because I had at 22 been to Paris and London and, had seen the belly of the beast and what it looked like and what it required. I was scared shitless. I'm just going to tell the truth. I was scared shitless. I didn't want to lose my control. I didn't want to lose ownership. I didn't want to lose my soul. For real, for real. So I put my head down and I worked. And I've given social media 11 years of my life. If you've noticed, I'm not posting like I used to a lot of my monologues. That's because the things that I've said, because first of all, I've built an archive second to none. I have 11 years of daily monologues that I wrote that I'm translating, and I'm writing new ones and I'm putting them in books, and I'm building the legacy part of my journey now. Well, it's not even building. It's already built. What I'm doing right now, let's just be honest for everyone who really is in this business, I am activating my assets. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm activating my assets. But yeah, I didn't make a lot of money because I put my head down. I hid. I did not, after Paris, like, you have to understand how traumatic Paris was for me. Paris was very traumatic for me. I love France. I do want to move back there for part of the year. The rest of the year will be spent in South America because I just love the Brazilians and all of those things. So Paris is for fashion, now that I have a design house. But South America is to play. I'll be 44 in September of this year. It is 2026. I'll be 44. And I look like I'm in my 20s because I put my head down and I continued to build what was going to give me real leverage and real ownership. I built a system, not just one system, multiple systems. My archive is second to none. My archive is massive. And I am so thankful for that. I'm thankful that I didn't get swept up in the glitz and the glamour and the meeting and the come here and the do this and the do that. I declined everything. But I declined because I had already been to France. I had already hobnobbed. I had already met people like Andre Leon Talley. And I'm saying his name because he's no longer here. And I really respected him. And, things were said to me about my talent and my potential. And today, I really feel like I have maximized that potential. But now, as I activate my assets, it's a whole new ballgame. But I went viral, got my blue check and all. But yeah, I went viral, got my blue check. And what you have to understand is what happened to me. I went viral in 2015. 2018, I went viral again. And in one year, I amassed 21.4 million likes on Instagram, one platform. I was working on all of them, but on Instagram, I amassed 21.4 million likes in 1 year. That's when my album and everything started going through the roof. And I had a lot of things happen. I didn't talk about what happened there, but the people that are closest to me know. I had to send a cease and desist letter to a famous celebrity that everybody knows. I had to serve her ass a gag order. Like, bitch, if you try to steal my name, I'm going to sue you and I'm going to win because I own it. So my lawyers handled that, and I'm not going to tell you. I've told some people who it was, but et cetera, et cetera. So I did that. And like I said, I went viral again because my album, in the UK at this time had picked me up. So my album was doing crazy. So crazy that little old me got my album leaked. I don't tell anybody. I got my album leaked. And how did I combat that? Well, after issuing the digital media copyright takedown notices, I also offered a deluxe album. And that's how I beat the viral leak, because it was crazy. But I beat the leak because I had so much more music. You guys know me. I work. But I kept my head down. But what I want to tell you is, no matter what your story is, it matters what you want out of it. Some people are still teens and they're trying to figure out what they wanted out of this. But me going viral at almost 33 years of age, I knew what I wanted, having been to Europe, having been to Paris, having lived, having every day in the face of my dreams and seeing my idols in fashion, Leah Kabidi and all these other ones. Oh my God. Just amazing models walk in front of me. And I wasn't in the room in standing room. I had seats. People were really interested in this new creature that was coming from Philadelphia, as my friend used to say. Instead of Philadelphia, he used to say Philadelphia because he was French. But yeah, they were interested in me. So I got a lot of special treatment, which I did take. I did. Bitch, I was going to sit down in the seat if they offered it to me, and they did. So I sat every show, whatever. But I got to see what I wanted and what I didn't want. And what I wanted more than glitz and glamour, was ownership. Because I didn't want all of that to be over and I not own myself. That was a big thing to me. That was a huge deal to me, having been a young model trying to make it in New York City, and then New York City telling me you need to go to Paris because your look is European. And it was a lot. So I had been burned. I had seen, and I said, I don't want that. Because that's what happened. That's how I got burned. They didn't oust me. It was like, where are you? What are you doing? And it was like, I gotta go. That was my attitude. And being bipolar, I was totally like manic. I was like, I gotta go. So I checked myself into a hospital there. Actually, the police brought me to a hospital because someone called. I was, roaming the street. And I remember my friend was trying to find me. I lived with a beautiful man. He was trying to find me. This will be in my book. All of this will be in my book. So I'm not going to touch all of that right now. But he was trying to find me. They found me. The hospital took me in because I'm bipolar. So, they turn out I have anxiety disorder too. So if you understand anxiety disorder and PTSD, I have all three of those, you understand my need to keep control of my narrative and of my body. Like, that will bring me anxiety to have constantly people controlling what is said and thought of me. I had to control that. I built that. And I just would not let that go. And today I will not let that go. There's no negotiation on that with me. But so it did change my life. It changed my life. And I really did become an entrepreneur. I did. And I'm very proud of what I've built these last 11 years as my voice has traveled the globe, because I am a global figure. And I thank God for that. My voice and my sayings and my music has traveled this world many times over, and I've been very grateful for that. But what I want you to understand is every story is different, and what the person wants from the story is different. I still know famous people. I would never call their names. They've been very helpful to me behind the scenes. I've had famous actresses buy me wigs. I never told anybody that. I've had famous actresses buy me good-looking wigs. They sent them big-ass wigs and boxes of wigs to this little old house that I'm in right now, for temporary. But yeah, they sent me wigs and dresses, and I've got designer. I've got a lot of things because of the connections that I've made because of my mind. You see, because of them hearing me and what I say and how I say it. So that was a big thing to me. I wanted to be represented, and I wanted people to know I was intelligent, not just a pretty face or a pretty voice. I also lucked up God really did bless me because my voice is very unique. It's not something you hear every day. So even when I'm speaking and even when I'm singing, my cadence, everything is designer original. So that allowed people to remember how I sound and keep coming back to me for that sound and for that particular wisdom. So I have this saying, and I'm going to say it here as I close this video, because I went viral and it did change my life, but not like everybody else's. It changed my life and it put me back in control and it put me in the ownership seat. As I now at 43, almost 44, activate my assets. I had to think about it. My mind went. But yeah, as I activate my assets, I'm in the driver's seat. I get to say when, who, how. You remember the movie Pretty Woman? She said, I say when, I say how, I say who, even though she was still a slave. But anyway, I'm not a slave. But anyway, yeah, she still had to do what he told her to do, right? Okay, we saw that, right? We saw that she still had to be the hooker, right? Okay, we saw that. Well, I don't have to be the hooker, okay? Love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, but she still had to be the hooker. I'm not going to ever be the hooker. But I will say that, you know, it did change my life because it gave me performing for you guys daily over 11 years of my life. It gave me assets that are just so deep in the ground. They're deep. The roots and the foundation go so deep. And I built that. With my team. I built that. So, and I'm not done. I have more. Like, I don't even have to create at this point. I don't. I have so much. If you're in front of people on the internet every day, the way that I work, you know there's a lot of material. But I'm still creating new stuff because it's just me being me, going at my pace. And I'm able to manage me. But yeah, I went viral too, 2015. And my story's different. But my story ended with exactly what I wanted out of it. Control and ownership and assets that I can now activate. I love each and every one of you. These stories really are touching me. Ash, thank you for your story. Levy, thank you for your story. Levy, thank you for your story. These stories are interesting to me, so, and I share them. So everybody have a great evening. I'm going back to work because I got stuff to do in my arsenal. I got to activate some more assets. There's a lot coming. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to discuss it. You'll see when you see. But I will say this. My career was not leverage. My career was not a way in. I was never looking for a way in. I became the way out. I'll say that again. My camera cut out. I'll say that again. I was never looking for a way in. I was never looking for leverage for them. I got all of that come to LA. I got all of that. I did. I got all of that. And I hid. I dug deeper in the ground and was like, y'all gotta hide me because I don't want none of this because I had seen this shit in 2005. So I was like, 2005, I was in Paris. So 2015 went viral. I was like, I already know what this shit is about to be and I don't want none of it. And that's what happened. I was able to protect myself, and I want to thank my family and my team so much because over the years they have protected me. They protected me while I worked, and that's a wonderful thing. Most of the world only gets me through this screen. I don't go to things. I don't go to functions. I don't do any of that. I don't do walkthroughs. I don't do clubs. I don't do any of that. No. I had seen what I needed to see. It was enough, and I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. So, but I'll say that again. I was never looking for a way in. I was never looking for leverage. Though now I can leverage myself, which is kind of crazy. And I'm thankful for that. But I am the way out. I'm not looking for a way in. I am the way out. You guys have a really safe night. And be careful. And keep working. And it depends on what you want. I want to leave you with that. This thing out here, you can have a piece of it. But it depends on what you want. And you got to know what you want before you start. See, I started back in 2003. So by 2005, I saw. And then by 2015, I knew exactly what I wanted. Most people don't get that opportunity. And I heard some of my friends who are in high places, they always say, Bjorn, there are artists that are mainstream that work 25 years to get what you have and they never achieve it. Well, I worked 25 years and I got exactly what I achieved. I got exactly what I put in, which was everything. So I love you guys. So keep listening to these stories. I'll be posting more of other people's, but I wanted to share my own viral story. You know, thanks to Instagram for verifying me and all that, the blue check and all that stuff. Thanks for all of that. The London and the UK put me in the newspapers and the streams and the this and the that. Like, I'm grateful for all of that. But I still was able to control it by staying grounded. So, all right, I'm out of here.
Don't worry. I'm a professional.